fans, this is Kurt Taville with Counterpunch Boxing News. Yes, it is in the midst of the storm, and I'm just deciding to reach out to you guys, whoever will get this notification. God bless you. um, Davey Cuz, Joe Parker all day long. That's it, bro. Man, listen, Joe Parker's the man of the year, bro. He should have the fighter of the year. The fight of the year so far is Ben Eubank, but the fighter of the year, if going this way, if going the way it's supposed to go, probably Joseph Parker, man. Joseph Parker is a guy that deserves all the accolades. He deserves the fights. Now he's being endorsed by bigger fighters like AJ. Yeah, man. Joseph Parker, he needs the recognition, but most importantly, he needs the opportunity. You know what I mean? You can be recognized. And what I've noticed in the past 4 or 5 years, we've recognized a lot of people that really just didn't like live up to the recognition. You know, sure, they made the money, sure they were popular, sure they had support, they had a fan base, a lot of them had a country behind them, but their fighting ability didn't add up to all of that. You know, I'm just gonna keep it real. So Joseph Parker, you know, after he took that beating, and really, you know, him fighting Joe Joyce, it was almost like a bigger guy fight. It was him fighting a bigger guy. But that was a different Joe Joyce than the Joe Joyce that we have now. We got to keep it real. The Joe Joyce that we have now is a damaged Joe Joyce. I think he's the result of, I can't say believing the hype, because if you prove you can take shots from a various amount of people, like Dubois, like Parker, like a lot of fighters that he fought, you know, Joe Joyce took that from everybody until he couldn't. So it is what it is. Ed Ellerby in the building. Yo, Kurt. Yo, Ed. Yo, Joe Roos. Joe Roos in the building. Not Jay Roos. Joe Roos. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. I was just about to put out my video on Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker, man, you know, and listen, I feel bad for Joseph because we know he's not where he needs to be. He's not, nobody knows anything. He's just such, you know, it's uncertainty. But the man keeps training, and he keeps, you know, he keeps himself active. CJ, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Put your video out, bro. Put these videos out. You know, because I mean, it needs to be seen. It needs to be heard. You know. So, because I listen to all of them, man. I want to start doing more collaboration, so I'm reaching out to other content creators. I know that a day, you know, wanted to bring some people on. I don't know if he wants to bring them on the Zone platform, but that would be super dope. You know, and I would love to be a part of the Zone platform, you know, to make, you know, the voice of our community a lot bigger. That would be dope. You know what I mean? And most importantly, you know, it's not really all about me. It's about the community of boxing. So, you know, nothing is better than talking about boxing with the people in your own community that know about boxing. I think that's just extraordinary right there. You know. Chris, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Let's see. Teddy Buckshot, UK type rain. Yeah, man, it's bad here. It's bad here. Like, it was worse because, I mean, it's supposed to be a tornado watch. So, but no, it's been raining like this since maybe 1 p.m. And actually, 1 p.m. the sun was out. So the sun was out at 1 p.m. and then all of a sudden it just got black. You know what I'm saying? And then down came the rain, right? Hey, Kurt, is there anything confirmed for Deontay Wilder's comeback? Yes. He's fighting in Wichita, Kansas, bro. He's fighting a guy named, what's that guy's name? Camden or something like that. What state you in now? I'm in Louisiana right now. For right now. I will be leaving Louisiana pretty damn soon, I have to say. Yeah, you'd fit good with the zone. Yeah, man. I mean, it like as far as the zone goes, I want people to remember, you know, that I was one of those guys that believed in the platform. Whereas a lot of people that either follow Floyd and Al Heyman and Showtime and Fox and the whole pay-per-view thing, which I wasn't against pay-per-view, but remember the zone was. So, you know, it took some, you know, reconstruction, you know, to their platform to make it what it is right now. I was impressed with Ajagba over the weekend. I think he needs a breakthrough fight with Parker. Listen. I'm doing that tomorrow. But I thought of that whole concept between Ajagba and Parker, and I think that would be a good go. I think that would be a great fight for Parker. Why? Because I think Parker doesn't need easy touches. I think the type of style that Ajagba has, that's going to keep him at bay. You know, I think he's good with doing anyway. Bars. Why? Because look what he did to Wilder. Even though I think Ajagba's younger, and I think he's fresher, and I think he's unbothered or undamaged or I think he'll have a harder time with Ajagba, but I would like to see him fight Ajagba. McCauley was a disappointment. George 84 Yay was. Man, I have so many videos to do. I'm about to pick my my brother up at the airport. So, but I have a lot of videos to do, man. A lot to do. And I'm going to do them tonight, and they're coming out tomorrow. Right? You're dead inside that car. Wow, okay. Thanks. Roll. Siete veces. I think McCauley is the new Francis. No. I don't think he's the new Francis at all. Francis Ngannou came from another platform. Okay? Martin McCauley's been boxing for fucking 12 years. Come on, let's keep it real. You can't call him Francis. Francis was in his own platform, in his own sport, and came over to boxing. Your thoughts on Sam Goodman? I don't have any Scott, so I don't have any. You know. Cheers, CJ. She bossed it. Showed so much heart. Ajagba got the win, but McCauley beat him up. I mean, McCauley was able to touch him at fights, but it was only in certain fights. So, in other words, if you could make a highlight reel for Martin McCauley, and then in that highlight reel, you can argue that, hey, he got the best of Effie if you only show the highlights that Martin McCauley has. And it's easy to do. It's very manipulative, you know? It's very manipulative because it's like, hey, listen, I'm going to show this guy going, because, I mean, McCauley was going to the body. McCauley was landing hard left hooks to the body of Efe Ajagba. But it just showed you, and I was impressed with Ajagba because Ajagba took it. His mouth was bleeding. His nose was bloody. Yeah, he felt those shots. So was Joseph Parker. But Joseph Parker still knocked his ass out, though. So, listen. The disappointment is with McCauley. I don't care what you say. We can go live tomorrow, Thursday or Friday. We watch your channel together, Kurt. Chris M. Appreciate you, man. Motion Big, who you got in the Ben Eubank rematch if it goes ahead? I don't know. I think it's anybody's fight. I just don't want the I think they should listen to Senior because that's dangerous. Do you guys understand Chris Eubank Jr. stayed in the hospital for like 3 days? That's a long time to stay in a hospital for, you know, precautions. Yeah, Jay Roos, we could go live at any time, man. It's up to you. Daughter boxed on the weekend in first amateur bout in the UK. She is 10-1 unanimously. You'll be reporting on her one day. Yeah. We also was at Tottenham for Ben Eubank and a 5K run with Hearn. Nice. Nice. Chris M, man, shout out to your daughter, bro. Macaulay had no bruising. He just didn't prepare properly because he didn't watch the tape. He's ignorant. No, he's not ignorant. He's arrogant. That's arrogance. See, he thought he was big. See, Macaulay walked around here like his shit didn't stink. You know that. So I'm realizing that. Don't you guys know how he got his ass knocked out by Joseph Parker? Arrogance. Ugh. You know what I mean? That means, oh, I can take your shot. So that means I don't have to use defense. Well, Parker showed you. He parked that damn right hand right on your, right upside your head, and guess what happened? You know, you was out. He doesn't watch tapes. Okay. But no, beautiful game plan of Efe Ajagba, bro. So, I mean, you can't take nothing away from him. Yeah, but Macaulay believes he's better than he is. I mean, he does. I mean, let's just call it, you know, let's just call it what it is. He thinks he's better than he really is. That's true. That's absolutely right. He thinks he doesn't have to watch because he don't get used to anything. Well, my question is, I mean, how do you eat that many right hands? That man ate more right hands than Dubois with Hergovic. That's one thing he got in common with Daniel Dubois. But see, Daniel Dubois closed the show. Because Daniel Dubois didn't come in like a fat pig. You know? Now it looks like the sun's coming out. Look at that. Wow. Needs to get away from Billy Nelson. Hopping him up, not keeping him humble is the downfall. He will be nearly a guy like White and Joyce. Yeah. But I think it's humbling, and it should be. And the problem is it ain't. You know, so Macaulay's supposed to be like a pretty good guy, a pretty humble guy, but he's not humble in defeat because he thinks he won. Like, people think he won, people think I won. No. Have you guys voted yet? Jack's man, counterpunching you. Big up. Get likes up, Kurt, for y'all. Get Kirk's likes up, y'all. Counterpunch. See you. Is Big Baby injured? Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, we voted last week in Australia. Crazy, man. Kurt, who will win? Andy Ruiz versus Mark Macaulay. I don't know. Because, see, Andy has a good chin. So I definitely see Macaulay hitting Andy. But what about when Andy hits him? Kurt, do your Lennox Lewis impression, please. You got to drop super chats for them impressions, guys. You got to drop super chats. That's what you got to do. Super chats are dropped in order to hear the mighty impressions of KD. But nah, man, let me give you one for free. I was listening to Emmanuel Stewart today. Man, you come talking all that jumping up and down shit, man. You better get in there. You just throw the fucking punch, man. Just throw the punch. I'm going to try. Just throw the motherfucker all this up and down shit, man. Just throw the punch. Man, it was hilarious, dude. I was watching this video where trainers lose control, and they had a dude named Norman Stone. Remember the name, guys. Norman Stone. He is an absolute nut, you know. So here comes Lennox Lewis. Yeah, I just think I can whip all these guys. I think I hit Alexander Usyk with a floating rib shot. Yeah. I don't think that he can take body punches. So I think Daniel, I think he can catch Alexander Usyk with the floating rib shot. Yeah, man. That's what I think. And I don't know what Larry Merchant's talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, Larry. I'm the king. I'm Lennox Lewis. Big up England. Big up Lennox Lewis, everybody. Yeah, cut. He's just flaky. He's flaky, man. I don't like that guy, man. You guys know he said that, right? You guys know that Lennox Lewis does not like Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. You guys know that, right? I don't like Kurt DeVille, man. I don't like getting cut. He's flaky, man. I don't like him. He's flaky. When I see him, I'm gonna punch him with the floating rib shot. Yeah, I'm gonna punch him, man. Talked all this, made all these videos. That's what happens when you got to do your homework for you. If you guys look, I mean, it should still be there because I think it's on. I think he replied to me on Twitter, and we went back and forth, on Twitter for a minute. But keep in mind, man, Lennox Lewis, he does not like your boy. Because Lennox Lewis, see, nobody had a problem with Lennox. It was Lennox had a problem with AJ. So AJ, he always had something to say about AJ. And so people started saying, like myself, and I brought it to the attention, the channel was getting bigger, and I had somewhat of a voice. And people start to listen. And Lennox always had something to say about AJ, like, he needs to come out of AJ needs to come away from the British public. He's being protected over there. Yeah, man, he's been protected. What up, Kurt? Is the stream going today? How's the stream? Jay, it's going good. Just started. Yeah, Chris, I don't think he, especially after his last fight. LOL, you're the fairest channel in boxing community. How can he not like you? I mean, because I was getting at him because he was getting at AJ, and it wasn't, I was trying to protect him. I was like, dude, what is your problem with Anthony Joshua? What is your problem with AJ? I don't get it. Like, why are you, but then, I did more research, and, Lennox Lewis and AJ got kind of they have an interesting past. And what I mean by that is Lennox Lewis wanted to sign AJ. He wanted to sign AJ, and he wanted to probably sign him with either Showtime or Al Heyman, somebody like that. But he wanted to be the manager over AJ. He wanted to be one of the top decision makers in Anthony Joshua's newfound professional career. And this is where AJ messed up. AJ was like, we'll keep in touch. But then AJ went back and then signed with Eddie Hearn, which was nothing wrong with that. But he didn't even really have the decency to tell Lennox Lewis, like, listen, I don't want to go with you. I'm going with this guy. AJ didn't say that shit. AJ was like, hey, we'll keep in touch. And then he goes and signs with Eddie Hearn. Yeah, he's bitter. He's bitter, and he's never been that popular in the UK. And then I think, at a certain point, though, I'm not saying this is true, but at a certain point, you have to keep in mind the reasoning behind Lennox Lewis wanting AJ to come to the States. He wanted AJ to come to the States because maybe he wanted him to get his ass whooped. That's probably what he wanted. Didn't AJ visit Lewis in Jamaica after the, yeah. That's when he offered them the opportunity, because everybody and their mom wanted to sign the Golden Olympian. If you are a Golden Olympian, and you just hit gold, and you just returned back from the amateurs, people are going to want to sign you, because they know, hey, that's a heavy foundation. When you hit gold in Olympics, your foundation becomes this tall. Parker's way too nice and uncomfortable. And uncomfortably, you need to be nasty or loud to be at the box office. Motion, I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, probably for people to want to see you, I get that, but you know, that doesn't define you. Hell, it didn't define Bud Crawford, did he? No. Bud Crawford didn't do anything anybody wanted him to do. He did what he wanted to do. He was somebody that he wanted to be or get taken seriously. And you're going to take seriously to a guy like that because he's going to fight your ass all night. Martin McCauley versus Stephen Shaw would be a good matchup. It would. Stephen Shaw just knocked somebody. He knocked Akapejuri out, and then Akapejuri was, of course, training with Martin McCauley. So yeah, it could. I could see how that fight happened. I could see why that fight would happen. Martin McCauley versus Stephen Shaw would be a good matchup. Yeah, it would. AJ made a mistake signing with Eddie. He would have been better off with Lennox or Frank Warren. I don't think America will ever dominate heavyweight boxing again. Football taking the big guys over there. Here in the UK, it's different, and UK fans always the best fight fans. Come on, people, smash that like button, support your channel and subscribe and share. Counterpunch to you guys. Counterpunch. But yeah, guys, let me check the rain. Look at it. You guys see? Like, look at it's trying to, sun's trying to come out. Worley versus McKean. Who you got? Worley will knock out McKean. McKean showed he has no chin. McKean showed you that he can be knocked out just like the others. You know, the best thing for McKean, man, McKean needs to make a couple more paydays and then do whatever the hell he did in Australia. Because you know he was undefeated before he stepped in there with Hrgovic, right? And he gave Hrgovic's awkward ass all kind of problems because Hrgovic's slow. He's not fast like McKean. McKean, you know, he doesn't have punching power, but McKean has some speed on him. That's how he was able to get over. Okay. Oh, sorry, I meant Honey. Yeah, Honey. I haven't seen Honey fight, so I don't know. Well, yes, I take that back. I did see him fight Kevin Lorena. He fought Lorena, and he decisioned Lorena. But I thought Kevin Lorena was going to do a lot more too. How long until your brother playing? No, he just landed. So, yeah, he just landed. So I'm at the hotel, one of these airport hotels. There we go. Looking like the UK over there with all those dark clouds. Yeah, I hear that about you guys, man. It's kind of like, damn, really? But no, I have to go to the UK because I got a lot of business there, man. Got a lot of collabs, you know, with people, you know, do a lot of networking, you know, because we're taking this channel to the next level this year. You know, I'm planning, if I don't have to work, and if I do, I'm probably still going to go. Terrence Crawford versus Canelo. I got to go to that. I got to go to that. If I got to send one of my guys out, I got to go to that. You know? So, yeah. Why does Lennox Lewis not like you? Well, he's seen the, well, besides the back and forth we had over Twitter. You know, I was beloved and adopted as an honorary British UK guy and channel. Whereas a lot of people liked me, but Lennox was the only one that really didn't. You know, because he didn't like how I questioned his hatred for AJ. Because I called him kind of bitter. I called him jealous. Because he come off jealous. He didn't come off like he was happy for AJ. He didn't come off like any of that. Everything was always criticism. Everything was always like, you know, well, I just think AJ, you know, he's just fighting for the British public. He needs to get out of there, man. Yeah. I hope it works out for you, man. I hope this channel takes off the way you want. Motion Big. Here's the thing. It's a big channel. So I just, basically, sure, I want over 100,000 subscribers, but I want 200,000 or 300,000. So hopefully it'll get to that point. It just takes exposure, opportunity, and the right kind of algorithm, which is the love and non-bias from YouTube. We should be fine. Worley deserves bigger fights. I don't think America will ever dominate heavyweight boxing again. Football taking the big guys over there. Here in the UK, it's different, and the UK fans are always the best fight fans. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of chilly too, man. In May, bro, it's supposed to be pissy hot right now. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Is Bakori's aura gone after the Parker defeat on an Effie jaw, even though he should have lost that? We'll see. We'll see what happens with Effie. Let me see what Effie Jagba, I mean not Effie, but Martin. Let's see what Martin decides to do. Let's see what Martin decides to do. So, oh man, I got some videos coming though, real soon. Real soon, lad. Real soon. So, it is what it is. But I don't know if his aura is gone, or whatever you want to call it. But it is what it is. A lot of boxing channels are saying Martin is a hype job. Well, he's definitely overrated. Now to start calling him a hype job, I don't know. That might be a bit much. Because that's what everybody does when a fighter does have a bad performance. You know, they go right for the jugular. He's a hype job. I just think he's not as good as he said he is. My only question is, you know, don't worry, I will do the video because I have another video coming. I'll probably drop it 12 o'clock tonight. You know. Reports say that McCauley trained at McDonald's for the Effie fight. He probably did. He probably did. Oh, Isaac in the building. Imagine if McCauley fought Caballero. I'm not sure Caballero would have made him quit. Caballero make anybody quit. Period. Martin McCauley needs to be 270, 260. Yeah, he needs that weight off of him. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I think it will be a good fight anyway. Zhang versus Bakali. That was one of the first fights I thought of. Like, okay, you got Zhang, then you got Bakali, and, you know, the two counter punchers. So, yeah, it's crazy. But, yeah, man, let me give him a call. And, guys, I'm going to hit you up tomorrow because we have the Joseph Parker versus Efe Ajagba theory, right? But you guys be blessed, and I hope everyone enjoys their Tuesday, and you all have been counterpunched. Lee Foster, Miller is 36. Peace!